Alright, we got a new Gotham Knights trailer at Gamescom today, and this is the one, you guys. I am so hyped after seeing this trailer. This is by far my favorite piece of marketing that we've received from Gotham Knights up to this point. I've loved a lot of it. I loved seeing the customization. I loved seeing those first 15 minutes of gameplay. I loved seeing the city. I think that IGN First did some great coverage. The trailers that preceded that were sometimes a bit underwhelming, but got me excited for the concept of the game. But this trailer just knocked it out of the park. They showed so many elements that I have been wanting to see from Gotham Knights, and I just wanted to really see how the villains would be handled, and I wanted to see what some of the set pieces and boss encounters might look like, and just sort of the production quality that we could expect to see in some of this moment-to-moment gameplay, especially against some of these more notable Batman rogues. So in today's trailer, we got a look at Harley Quinn, we got a look at Clayface, we got a look at Mr. Freeze, who we already knew was in the game. We got more glimpses of the Court of Owls, and it's really starting to just feel like a more filled out Gotham. I think that for so long they've shown the Court of Owls and they've shown Penguin, they've shown Mr. Freeze here and there, but to just see some of these big A and B list villains knocking it out of the park all in the same trailer, I think finally is showcasing the density of Gotham City, not only in these protagonists that we get to play as with the Gotham Knights, the Bat family, but also with the villains that we can go up against, and not just the Court of Owls, but also some of these more recognizable villains that we saw even in the Rocksteady Arkham games. So how do these villains look? Well, I think that they look frankly fantastic. I think that the designs for them look really cool, and I like that Warner Brothers Games Montreal didn't just copy and paste them from Arkham. They all look very different. They all look very unique. And I think with Clayface in particular, you can really start to see the evolution between the Arkham games and the Gotham Knights game that is coming out, and just seeing the enhancements that can be made now that we're working with the PlayStation 5 and Series X generation of consoles. And I know that there has been some debate over whether the art style for Gotham Knights warrants an exclusively next-gen experience, but after seeing some of those set pieces with Clayface and Mr. Freeze in particular, I really do think that it looks like they're taking full advantage of the hardware and the software that is now available that wasn't available before, and I'm again just so beyond hyped to play through these experiences. Clayface was like shifting through grates and just looked like he had some really cool chase mechanics, was turning himself into a horde of clay monsters, looked like he was navigating around the city. Harley Quinn has her signature weaponry, but it looks like it has been altered and modified. And what I love is it looks like Warner Brothers Games Montreal is doing to these villains what they are doing to the Gotham Knights. Basically, they're taking the Bat family with the Gotham Knights, and they are evolving them. They're taking Nightwing and Batgirl and Robin and Red Hood as we know them and evolving them into their own standalone superheroes. And then they're taking villains like Harley Quinn, Mr. Freeze, and Clayface and pushing them past the point of which we've seen them in the Arkham games and just with the Batman lore as a whole. And for this new universe, it's really exciting to see Mr. Freeze working with robotics more, it appears, and working with more machinery, and really amping it up from being a tragic anti-hero slash villain, depending on the story that you're reading, to being a full-on supervillain who's trying to flash freeze the city. And, you know, you look at Clayface, who looks like he is just going full throttle. You look at Harley Quinn, who looks like she's reinventing herself. So I'm really excited to see the dynamics of these villains. It looks like they're all very wonderfully acted, very wonderfully designed, and it will be cool to see their interactions with the Bat family and also to see what has become of them in Batman's absence. Finally, one of the most compelling things about this trailer is actually that they have moved up the release date. This game was going to launch on October 25th. It has been moved up to the 21st, so not a huge jump up, but hey, we're getting the game a few days early. That's awesome. The hype is just really starting to set in. I'm starting to see the community get really excited. Again, I think that seeing these villains, seeing these set pieces, and seeing the world of this version of Gotham City will go a long way in generating hype. I think that villain reveals are something that should have been marketed a while ago. I think that there's a lot of hype that comes with these rogues because, of course, people view these rogues as the best rogues gallery in all of comics. People think Batman has the best villains, and so to see some of these fan favorite villains in the spotlight, I think is just gonna do wonders for their marketing. I think, again, seeing the knights in action, seeing the density of the open world and the city, it's really starting to push those buttons that I think some of the Arkham fans and some of the fans of this lore were worried that this game wasn't going to press. But here they are, they're giving us a great open world, some great villains, and the story looks really compelling. The set pieces for the boss fights look really fun. And on top of that, you know, getting to see Renee Montoya, getting to see her relationship to Jim Gordon and to Batman and to the Bat family, and really just starting to see some of these dynamics and some of the major players of the story. I think it's putting a lot of people's fears to rest that this game wasn't going to check those boxes, but it definitely is. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts below. What has been your favorite piece of Gotham Knights marketing so far? What did you think of this trailer? What do you think of the villains that they're showing? And what do you think about them moving the release date up? I know that that's a lot. There was a lot to cover today. This trailer, again, just, it did a lot of things. So there's a lot to cover with it. There's a lot to unpack. But as always, thanks you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and we will see you guys in the next one.